about the times we had, and the memories make me wanna take a walk with you. Hey, I've been thinking about the times we had, and the memories make me wanna take a walk with you. Hey, I like this. I've been thinking. Ooh, hey, and the memories make me wanna. I wanna take a walk. Make me wanna take a walk with you. And the memories, I wanna take a walk with you. Hey, baby, let's go away.
Views expressed on shows are those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of the station, its management, or other advertisers. Use of these shows and all services provided therein are for personal use only. The Elevations Radio Network holds no responsibility for the validity or accuracy of information on these shows.
I go. Mm-hmm. Hello. Welcome everybody to the very first Let's Be Real with Greg Bam Reaves show. I don't know if you all saw my interview with Darnella Allen on I'm Gonna Live Until I Die. But just wait a minute, before I get started with all that, let me say this first. Thank you, Jesus, for this opportunity. I want to thank my angels, Robin Hill and Darnella Allen, for giving me this opportunity. Now let me go forward. I'm nobody special, just a regular man that's experienced a lot in my life, and I've been given this opportunity to enlighten, entertain you all. I hope you call in, be a part of the show. I got a lot planned for you every Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. on elevationsradio.com. We have an Elevations Radio Facebook page. You can go straight to the actual site. And I'm really excited about the guests I had today, but I'll get to that in a moment too. We had a couple of promotions we're going to be doing. We have one where we want people to imitate your favorite album covers. I don't know what the prize is going to be yet, but I think this will be a lot of fun. Send them to me on Facebook or my email address, origibam2@yahoo.com, and we'll announce the winner October 26th. This is going to be around a Halloween type thing, so we're going to have a lot of fun with that, though. So I heard that there were a lot of people that did it last year. I didn't get to see it, but I think it's a great idea, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So I want to introduce now my co-host today. I'll call her Sunshine because she's making everybody feel so good. Miss Clotea Mack.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Let's Be Real.
I'm crazy about this woman. She's an educator. She can tell you about herself. But all of you that keep inboxing me about Mary Kay, I'm going to pass you along to her.
Well, thank you for having me as your co-host. Hi, everybody, you incredible people. I am Clotea Mack, and Greg and I have been friends for a long time. He is an amazing person. I'm so excited about the show. I am a mother. I'm an entrepreneur. I am a business owner. I just started a business called Lifted in Love, and I do forgiveness workshops, and I do mentorship and anything that will lift people up, because the goal is to empower women to live their best lives now. And so as a part of that, I will also be speaking at a luncheon. It is September 30th. Darnella Allen is actually the founder of the LEAPS program, which stands for Liver Education Advocacy Prevention Services. And the goal is to educate and advocate liver disease in the African American community. So this is a fundraiser. And if you don't know anything about hepatitis C or liver disease, I want you to come out to support this. It will be an awesome event. Again, it is September 30th. From 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. and the tickets are just, drum roll, $15. So if you are interested, please inbox Greg or inbox myself or tune in to Elevations Radio and just go and like the page. That is it's an awesome station with 24-hour music, and you have some amazing hosts interviewing some amazing people. It's a lot of good things going on in Cleveland. So if you aren't hip, get hip to Elevations Radio.
That's right. And not only is this my first show, I'm the first male host on Elevations Radio.
Yay! The crowd goes wild.
Right. And I'm very excited about that. Now, let me say this too. Elevations Radio is all about uplifting, educating, enlightening, those type of things. And although I am a Christian, and many of us here are Christians, my show is not a Christian show. I'm going to have all kind of people. But everybody I have, I hope, will be people that are positive and all about uplifting, not just our race, but all races, our communities, this world, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. And are we ready for him? Okay, I'm super excited for my very first guest on my very first show. I actually met this young man. I want to say 2011. We were doing open mic poetry at the Executive Lounge. For anybody that's into poetry, I know you've been down there on Prospect. And he is an activist, spoken word artist, poet. It's a long list. I'll let him tell you all about that. But right now we're talking about him being a candidate for councilman of Ward 7. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. Basheer Jones.
Thank you so much for the invitation. I truly appreciate it.
I appreciate you taking time out to be with us. I know this is a busy time for you because you got, 5 days to the primary? And
yeah, less than that. Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me get right down to it. I know you don't have a lot of time, but I know you were born in New York. How old were you when you came to Cleveland?
Oh, man, I was a little kid, man. I was a little guy, man, probably in kindergarten sometime. So
okay.
I've been here long enough to be a Clevelander, man. So I'm excited to be here. I love this city and what it's done for me.
Mm-hmm. Well, the only reason I ask is because you still have a New York accent, which I love. But you have been
that don't go nowhere.
Right. You have been very, very active. I see you on social media, regular media. I mean, you're doing your thing. So it doesn't really matter where you were born. You are really showing love and support for your community. Now, let me ask you this. Running Ward 7, now, you know, Fannie Lewis was a giant in this city. How do you feel about, following in her footsteps? Is that, extra pressure?
Yeah, she was a phenomenal woman. And as actually the family of Councilwoman Lewis has endorsed me, man, and working with me, and walks around and knocks on doors with me. Phenomenal group of people. And she lived the type of life that I hope to live, which is still have an impact even after I physically leave this earth. And that's the type of woman she was, and she is, man. She's still very much alive in Ward 7. The people still mention her as if she is still living. So this is the type of life we want to live. So no pressure. I'm not trying to be her. I'm
Right.
just being myself. But I do respect her legacy and the legend that she was. Definitely.
Oh yeah. Now, I had right before I came to this show, a guy knocked on my door. He works for one of the mayoral candidates, and he asked me a question about what I thought was the most pressing need in Cleveland right now. He said, "Is it, crime, jobs, whatever? What can you tell me is Ward 7? What is your most pressing need in Ward 7?"
Man,
I know it's kind of like all of it, right?
it's hard to say which one to.
Hello?
Everything.
Oh.
So, those are the three things that I'm focused on because
Okay.
it's so. When you have safer neighborhoods,
Yep.
you have safer neighborhoods. If you have people, you have people who, but there won't be any safety if people are hurting, people are hungry, and
Right.
people don't have, and people are unhealthy. So they're all connected. Safety, jobs, education. Those are the three things that I'm running on, and I think that those are the most pressing needs. Just at Ward 7 because really, Ward 7 is one of the worst neighborhoods, worst districts in the entire city in regards of health, in regards of housing, in regards of graduation rates. In regards of crime. Right, so I think that we can attack these things by providing more jobs, providing more opportunity, and by changing the culture. That hey, you're my neighbor, and I am responsible for your safety as much as I'm responsible for my own.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, Basheer. How are you?
Hey, sister, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Okay, so you probably won't remember me. I used to teach in East Cleveland at Kirk Middle School, and I remember when you were like the poet of all times, and we had a poetry slam, and you came and did some poetry, and I'm still, now I don't remember the exact words, but I'm still wowed at your poetic abilities. And so I know for a long time that you are interested in our youth, and I've even seen some videos where you were with our youth. And so my question to you, especially as an educator and as a mother of two young African American males, what role do you think you can play in the school system in order to help our youth begin to create a better future for the neighborhood? Because I know that you know that that's where the hope is. So as a councilman, what do you see your role as with our youth?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm already in the schools. As you said, I've been, performing poetry and speaking to our young people since I was a little kid, 12 and 13 years old.
Yeah.
So working in the schools, speaking at the schools. I don't know if there's anybody that speaks at more graduations in Cleveland than I do. So I'm constantly there, constantly in the classrooms, and really speaking to young people and letting them know, listen, where you are is not where you have to be. The question is where you want to be. That's the question that you have to ask yourself. And if you don't want to listen, life's going to spank that butt. Life's going to give you a spanking that you never. So you better listen to those who are coming before you. Very important. So one of the things that I plan to do as a councilman, as God wills, is work with the schools and work with the community and build the bridge between the both.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing. So, for example, I went to see a principal the other day down at Wilson off of Pulaski in Ward 7, and I talked to her about engaging the community, that at 3 o'clock, I want the community members to come on your porch. Just come on your porch when school let out. And be a presence in the community so when our children are walking past, they see you, they feel you, and you're not just saying, hey, boy, pick up your pants. But more importantly, pull up your pants. But more importantly, you're saying, how was school today? How you doing? You okay? All right, I love you. I see you tomorrow. Get home safe. You got to bring back that community love.
Yes.
That's the key, man. That's the key.
I always say put neighbor
And in
back in the hood.
in regards to your, there we go, bring neighbor back to. And in regards to your son, it's very important that they are around lions. And what I mean by that is that they are cubs, but they can't learn how to roar except being with lions. And what I mean by that is being with men. They have to be with men A woman cannot raise a boy to be a man. Can't do it. I don't care what Beyonce sing about and what the media tell you, that these boys need men.
I agree.
They don't need bigger boys, but they need men. I'll be damned. Excuse my language. I'll be daggone if I ever say Happy Father's Day to a woman. Never.
Right.
Because you can't be no father, and you can't be no man. But you can be the best woman that you can be, and you can put him in a position to be around somebody that you want him to become. This is very important. Very.
Yes.
Now, I want to ask you, like, okay, I'll be 54 in a week and a half, so I represent a different generation than you, and I've seen you with the generation below you. How do you connect? Because it seems like nowadays common sense just isn't common anymore. People are not listening to it. How are you able to connect generations and different races and genders to get on the same page with you?
Well, the fact is that we're all connected. That's the fact. I mean, being that you are you're still a young man,
Right?
54.
Thanks.
But we're all connected. You're my uncle's age. You know what I'm saying? You're my uncle's age. So when we start thinking that we're not connected, that's when the problem occurs. When we start thinking that your life is only your life and you only benefit or harm yourself, then that's a major issue. So when I tell my uncles, or I tell my grandmothers and grandfathers, or I tell my nieces and nephews, and what I mean that I mean my spiritual nieces and nephews, my spiritual aunties and uncles, my spiritual grandparents, I let them know that young boy that you see, don't see him as a stranger, see him as your son, see him as your grandson. Because the fact is that if you don't see him in that way, what's going to end up happening is he's going to not see you in that way. So now he's knocking you upside the head. Now he's inside your house. Now he's breaking in, you know what I'm saying, and trying to take your TV or worse case scenario, murdering you.
Right.
We have to see ourselves in one another. And the word is says that you say that you love God that you don't see, but you hate your brother and sister that you do see. You are a liar. So we have to, if we say that we are grateful to God, but ungrateful to God's creation, we're lying to ourselves. We're lying to ourselves. So we try to build the bridge between not just generation, but also religious factions, also socioeconomic statuses. If you think it's tough to try to get an older man to relate to a young man, try to explain to people who are well off why they should care about poor people. That's even a tougher conversation.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why should I care about those poor people down there? Why should I care? Why? Because just like I just told you with the age thing, we all are connected. We're all connected. And if you don't take care of that poor person down there, poor financially, then he'll be at your front doorstep out there in Solon and Rocky River. So you better care about them. You better care about the least of us. Or if not, God will make you amongst the least of us. For sure.
Oh, yeah. I am, I got time for one more question. I want to try to sneak in one real quick. If it's
ask as many questions you like.
All right.
As many questions you like, brother.
If this one, I'm familiar with a couple of the candidates you're running against. I'm not going to talk about them. But if it's one thing in particular that you want to put out there to the voters of Ward 7 right now, what would that be?
I love them. I love them. That's really it.
That's good.
At the end of the day, if you just look at my record and you look at the things that I've done, I'm not new. I'm not new to this work.
Right.
I'm not new to this work. I've been doing it for a long time, and I'm not questioning people's heart, motives, or intentions. But I know I can speak for myself in saying that. And I've in Cleveland. I mean, for over a decade, I've been speaking to schools and students, thousands upon thousands of young people. And I did radio. I was on 1490 AM and 93.1 and 107.9. I spoke to millions of people daily. So people know my work. And all this time I've been doing this work, you never heard of me committing no crimes. You never heard of me stealing from anyone. You never heard me harming anybody. You never heard of this type of stuff because it never has been done. And I might got a ticket a couple times.
Who hasn't?
I might got me a couple tickets, brother. But I've never stolen from anybody. I've never harmed anybody. I've never murdered anybody, mentally, spiritually, or physically. So I think what people are afraid of in me getting in this position is that they are afraid of me in a sense of getting what they believe to be this power, not understanding that I had power when I came out of my mother. I was already powerful. You're already powerful. You didn't need a platform to be powerful. Right. The very fact that you have vocal cords shows your power and your relevance to the world. So to the residents of Ward 7, and in reality to the entire city, because what happens in Ward 7 don't stay in Ward 7.
That's right.
It affects the whole city. So I'm not just trying to impact the community that raised me. I want to impact in a positive way my whole city. And this is not something that I just had a eureka type of moment. This is something that we've been doing for almost 2 decades.
Now, do you have aspirations to go further than just councilman, or right now you're just taking it one step at a time?
Yeah, you answered that for me, brother.
Right.
You sound like a politician, brother. Yes, sir. One step at a time, brother.
Yeah.
But no, I really just want to get here in this position and do something very powerful for the people in this community. And whatever else God has for me, I'm just His vessel. And I just pray He continues to use me and make me worthy to be used by Him. I pray for that.
There you go. Well, I will say this: you make me think of what we call old school days when our councilmen were visible. Because I'm always seeing you doing something. Where in this day and age, they're invisible until election time. Half of these wards, I don't even know who their councilmen are. So I really applaud the work you're doing, my brother, and I wish you the best. Praying for you, and if you don't, if you can you drop a little something for us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Something. Well, first let me say thank you for inviting me. This is a powerful station, even powerful title, because of elevation, and that's what we all hope. Right? We hope to be elevated, but the only way that we're elevated is not by position, in a sense of politics or in a sense of how much money you have. That doesn't elevate you.
Right.
God is the one that brings the elevation, and the way that we're elevated is by our good deeds, not by how much money you have, not by who votes for you, not by your material. Because none of that can go with you to the grave. How we're elevated in God's eyes is by the work that we do. So this poem right here is called Cleveland. If you're from Cleveland, then you're gonna be able to relate to it. Ain't you from St. Clair? I heard it ain't no sense there. Well, I'm from 79th to be exact. Well, most young boys, they carry straps. In most houses, they call cats look stressed out. Where everybody rap and they want to be the best out. We all love the hood, but still hoping to be the next out. But it's tic-tac-toe. I just don't want to be X'd out, so we don't give a damn about your DM. Because Rough Riders are roll on you in the AM or the PM. Protecting police when we see them, so they become our sworn enemy. I wouldn't want to be there. GM, that's if you get to see them more. It's a daily suit now, but still my brainstorming on a bunch of wannabes swarming. I'm from down the block where Jesse ran, where Langston wrote, where you and I met, where Malcolm spoke. Where those riots, they made Huff choke. Where Dr. King helped us with Carl Stokes. I'm from Cleveland. The place where Superman was born, around the corner, where Ruby D will perform. Yeah, I'm from St. Clair. There ain't no saints here, but for sure, God's people reside. Because Glenville, it's been real. That's God's people like Israel or Ghana, complexion of Botswana. Some of us drown in poverty, so we become piranhas. In Callenwood, they're looking for peace, like Dalai Lama. But down the way, give me that peace, give me that llama. Blam, blam to anyone who disrespect the fam. They was ready to jam for that bread. On Kinsman, they come for your head just like a barber. On Superior, they got more choppers than your barber. A life for a life. These young boys, they like to barter. But they killing babies and ladies. These boys got to get smarter. And on Harvard, they just make it harder for the young father who just trying to go farther. And those boys from the Heights, I wish they could see at greater heights, turning suburbs into hoods. These boys got poor sights. shooting guns like it's a county fair. And, you know, a county fair gets you a teddy bear. But out here, it ain't no county fair. It ain't fair. You guns, the other families rapping poles with teddy bears. Y'all don't hear me. This is Cleveland. And on West 25th, the young Boricua will take you out quick. Take you out quick. The stuff is sick. With the wrong click, you hear that clack click, you better stack quick. Because MS-13 and them felons, they don't play around these parts. Well, you better have heart and a strap to pull. No bull, but much beef in these streets because it's deep, like the grave that you get laid in if these streets you played in. Shock like Raiden, make you wish that you stayed in. But this is the place that I was raised in, and I was made in. I hope I make y'all proud with my days in. And I ain't talking hotels and when my time is fading. This is Cleveland. I'm out here marching saying Black Lives Matter, but some young boy, they acting like Black Lives don't matter. Damn. Don't y'all know these bullets got karma? You take that boy brother, he coming back for your mama and your brother and your sister. We stuck in the frame. We don't even get the picture. He killed my only son. You ain't hear that mother whisper? Whoever owned them jails, you sure making them richer. That dog food turned that young teen to a young fiend. And that Percocet keep that boy in a dream or a nightmare. Where I'm from, Freddie, Chucky, and Jason, they couldn't last a night here. They moved that white hair for Gucci belts and Nike ears. 18 years old with a head full of white hair. They so bright here. But the violence make afternoon feel like night here. The fun is tight here, so they'll take your life here. And when I say take your life here, I mean like right here. Damn. Can you imagine the hurt? The same one that she birthed, she got to put in the earth. Can you imagine the hurt? The same one that she birthed, she got to put in the earth. This is the truth. So.
Thank you.
Ooh,
Yeah. Thank you so much. I ain't never recite another one of my poems.
Right, I'm going to fold up. I'm holding them up.
You got to. That's your story, baby. That's your story.
Thank you
Wow.
so much,
Thank you so
my
much for
brother.
the invitation,
Thank
brother.
you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank
yeah,
you, brother.
anytime. I wish
Everybody,
you the best of luck.
For all of your audience that's tuned in, you know, you can find me on Instagram, Basheer J, BASHEERJ. I'm on Facebook, Basheer Jones, BASHEER Jones. You can always just drop me a line. I'm accessible, I'm available, and I try my best to be accountable. And if you see me on the street, don't just walk past me and give me some love, because it's tough being a black man in this country and in this world. So you need as much love as you can get. And so don't think that I hear it enough, because I don't hear it enough. You can never get enough love. So I just want you to know that. So I thank y'all for the invitation, and may God bless you and what you're doing and what you're striving to do. And may he make this a benefit for you and your family, not just in this generation, but for those generations that you'll never get a chance to meet, but you'll still impact them.
That's right.
That's
Thank you so much, my brother. And we will see you in November, because I know next Tuesday ain't going to be a problem at all for you.
I hope so, brother. Please keep me in your prayers, brother. Please.
Most definitely. Yes. God bless you. Thank you so much.
All right, brother Dan. Thank you, man. God bless you, brother.
Thank you.
Oh, my goodness. I don't... Yeah, we're going to have to take a break. I need to get myself together. I hope y'all didn't miss that. But we'll be back. We're going to play you a little music for a minute, and we'll be right back with the second half.
We out. Jam session. How you make a gangsta fall? How you make a gangsta fall? See, I met her at the corner store. Ever since that I wanted more of your touch. Now I see the change you made in me. Girl, I'm so blessed to know you. Know you got my heart, baby, from the start. You stole my dreams in the night where it belongs to. How you make a gangsta fall? How you make a gangsta fall in love? How you make a gangsta fall in love? You got my heart. How you make a gangsta fall? How you make a gangsta fall? George Pettis. How you make a gangsta fall? Yeah.
I like how you go down, down to the fire, babe. Girl, it feels so good, man, I keep coming back. I like how you do that, girl. You got me high in the skies of gold, I don't wanna go down home unless it's me alone.
How you make a gangsta fall in ladies and know you love, yo. Freestyle. Back it up, back it up, back it up. How you make a good stuff? East Coast, West Coast, South Side. How you make a good stuff? How you make a good stuff? Fall in love. Yeah. You can have me, you can be my lady. Fall in love. If you can't top mine, how you make a good stuff? Fall in love. Need to talk. How you make a good stuff? Fall in love. And if y'all two get into a fight, you better let my baby win, you feel me? She always win.
I just came to party, and I wanna dance with somebody. Oh yeah. Ever had that feeling when your music makes you lose control? Had that feeling when you just wanna let go. In the party, see somebody that you wanna dance with. Now all we need is some good music that we can step with. It's right, the vibe is tight. Let's dance tonight, and everybody's having a good time. Good tonight. Alright, move is right. We can do what we wanna do, baby, tonight. Let's get together on the dance floor. Once I get you there, I'm not gonna let go. Tonight I'm gonna fall in love with you.
Everybody's in this place and having a good time. I just came to decompress and lose the stress on my mind. Now I see somebody and he's ready to party. Now I didn't come for love, but I can't pass it up because
The groove is right,
the groove is right.
vibe is tight.
Life is oh so
Let's dance tonight.
everybody's having a good
Feels good
time.
tonight. Groove is right.
We could do what we wanna do, baby, tonight. Let's get together
On the dance floor.
on the dance floor.
Once I get you there, I'm not gonna let go. I'm falling in love with you. Baby, tonight. Let's get together on the dance floor.
On the dance floor.
Once I get you there, I'm not gonna
I won't
let
let you
go.
go, 'cause baby, tonight
Fall in love with you.
I'm gonna fall in love with you.
Just action. Baby, tonight. Let's get together on the dance floor. Once I get you there, I'm not gonna let go. Tonight I'm gonna fall in love with you. Let's just keep on dancing, it don't stop. Let's get together on the dance floor. On the dance floor. Once I get you there, I'm not gonna let you go. Tonight I'm gonna fall in love with you. Tonight I'm gonna fall in love with you. Ooh.
That's smooth. I like that. So we were just listening to Gangsta Love by Elliot Love. and Fall in Love by Soul Revival. A lot of y'all may already know that because I'm doing Facebook Live and y'all can hear everything I was talking about. You're nosy folks. But anyway, I forgot to say this earlier. You can call in, join the show, 440-252-0518. That's 440-252-0518. You want to call, you got any commentary about Basheer, you want to ask me anything, you want to ask Clotea anything. But first, I mean, you can do that whenever, but right now, that was, I'm a writer and I'm at a loss for words for what that was. I mean, that wasn't like interviewing a candidate for councilman.
No.
That was y'all should be glad y'all tuned into this show today. My first show, first man on Elevations Radio with Basheer Jones.
Yeah.
That was amazing though, seriously, that was amazing.
It was. It was like just talking to your cousin or your uncle or your brother. And it just reminded me, I'm sitting here and I'm looking off in the corners of the room, but it reminded me of how much he's already been in the trenches,
right.
That just because he's now running, this is just he's now being presented with the platform, but he has been doing this since he was in his teenage years, and so he really has a heart for it. And I think that's what people want. They want politicians to represent them who have a heart for them, who have really a heart for change, who have no hidden agenda, no hidden motives, but they have a heart to want to see the neighborhood flourish and grow, and that's what I felt. I wish I lived in Cleveland so I could vote for him. I really do.
It's like I said, I mean, he's visible. You see him. I mean, you go anywhere, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Channel 8, whatever, you seeing him. It's not like he disappeared until election time. And I think a lot of people don't realize he actually ran before in 2013. But I think, well, I'll say this, and I'm going to talk about my neighborhood, Ward 1. We have a lot of elderly people in our area. And I think some people get so used to things, they're afraid to change. They'll vote for the same guy for 20 years because they recognize his name. And they're afraid that somebody new might come in, even change for the better. Change is just scary for some people. And I think when he ran the first time in 2013, I don't think he was as known as he is now. And I think you had that syndrome of people being afraid of that change. I mean, you got this guy sound like he's from New York, these slick rhymes, but no, you ain't gonna be my councilman. You gonna have, turn churches into hip hop clubs. You know what I'm saying? But now, actually seeing the work that he put in, I mean, I didn't get a chance to ask him about the 3-day sleep in. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah.
For violence. Dude slept outside in the hood for 3 days. I don't think Superman would take that chance in the Huff area, but he did.
He did.
He's amazing. It was I wasn't expecting this, but I know some people might have been expecting politician answers. I plan on raising the budget. None of that. It was talking to your brother, your nephew, your cousin.
And the poem solidified it. That's what I was already smitten. I'm like, oh, yeah. But the poem, I'm like, oh, my goodness, it really showed his heart. And when you asked him about how he stayed connected to the young people as well as the older people, I just thought just being authentic, like just being who he is. And the fact that he just came off the top of his head with a poem, he's like, he didn't say, I don't do that anymore. I'm a politician. Right. But he just spit that poem. Spit means says, for those of you who don't know. He just said that poem. And it's like, oh my goodness, he is one of us. And he cares and he wants to do something big. He's just him.
That was kind of a setup question because I already knew he was going to come out authentic. but seriously though, you can talk to people all day long with common sense and they don't hear it. And I don't use a man's name and the word president. I call him this dude. And you got people that would defend this dude no matter what he says or does. Like common sense doesn't exist. So I asked him that so he can kind of go beyond common sense. Like, okay, I'm using common sense, but in a real way. Like, anybody listening to me can relate to what I'm about to tell you. And he delivered. He delivered just like I thought he would. So, yeah, I kind of set him up a little bit. But anyway, since I mentioned this dude, no, you know what? I don't want to talk about that yet. Not yet. right now, honestly, for real, it's hard not to have a mind and heart for the people going through these hurricanes. I mean, this is ridiculous. I find myself most of the day when I'm at work, I'm praying to get through the day at work because I hate my job that much. But the other prayers I have left while I'm at work is for the people in Puerto Rico, the people in Houston, the people in Miami, all those islands. And it seems like it's coming non-stop. You know, and the good part is when you're seeing people reaching out and helping.
Yes.
People going down there with boats. And I saw in the news before I came here, Caribbean cruise liner, they canceled the cruise, but they're letting people bring their families on the boat to go out to sea somewhere to safe.
Wow, wow.
You know, that's major because you can fit a lot of people on there. But we're going through this, we're showing love to one another, and this dude talking about kicking 800,000 people out of the country because their parents brought them over here. As if they had a choice. I mean, I think if they would have had a choice, they would want to come anyway. Because they came from kind of, you know, bad areas. But with all this going on, this dude it's just keeps on. Okay, I'm going to stop right there on that one for now. Because I don't want to start cussing on my first show. I was told I could get away with little stuff. They edit it out.
You don't want to press the...
Nah, everybody knows me, know how passionate I get about certain subjects. And I really don't even like talking about this dude. So anytime you see me post or talk and say this dude, I'm talking about a guy that lives in the White House right now. But I'm not going to put president with his name. I don't even call him 45 because that puts him in the category with other 44. And I'm not going to do that.
But I like the point that you touched on, how tragedy is bringing unity.
Yeah.
And it's sad that it takes that. You know, it takes a death to bring a family together. It takes some misfortune in a community to bring a community together. And it's just weird. And I understand what you're saying, that you have this balance of integration, people being integrated and being unified, and then you have this one person, this dude,
Right.
he who shall remain nameless,
Right.
that's causing separation and segregation. And so I think it kind of goes back to what Basheer says, that change starts one individual at a time. And a lot of people think that they don't have power. Well, I don't have anything to offer. And I love what he said. Well, you have power if you have vocal cords, if you have a
Right.
voice.
That's right.
And it's like, oh my goodness,
said-
yes, I am powerful.
He
Hear
said
me
he had power
roar.
coming out the womb.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just felt so empowered. So I'm like, I would hope that your audience would know that they have the power to change. And that change starts in the home, and that home changes a community, and that community changes a city and a country and a world. But it all starts with the individual.
Yeah.
So actually on
And
target.
he when he talked about all of us being connected, whenever we have tragedies, that comes out. 911, we're all connected.
Yes.
You know, every time, even the recent, I forgot the name of the city, where the Klansmen in the Charlottesville, right? Charlottesville, we were shown to be connected. Well, except for that side. But anyway, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not like America, we don't have heart here. It's not like we don't care. It's just, unfortunately, like you said, sometimes it takes tragedy for us to show our heart. And I'm going to take a time out for a second to tell you about some other things coming up. I got, for all of you who asked me about the Reporting Live skits, I won't disappoint you. I got something coming up for that. I hope I lined up a great guest for next week. Anybody that want to do any advertising, we give you some great deals. Give us a call at elevationsradio.com. I'm going to shout out different businesses every week, and maybe have some of those people going, I ain't giving you a free commercial, but, you know, I'll show you a little love. I'll mention your name. We'll work that out, like Mary Kay. But anyway, no, we definitely want to elevate people. That's what it's all about. And call us at 440-252-0518, 440-252-0518. Now, back to, he said something. about people coming out on their porches.
Oh my goodness.
That was
such a small
yeah.
act to make such a huge impact. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Can you imagine a kid come home from school and all the neighbors line up on the porch like, hey, how was your day? And
I could tell you, because being a teacher, that might be the only person who they see that cares.
Right.
And so that, with them not knowing, if they're going home to eat, if they're going home to father, or the father's incarcerated, it's so many different things that our children face. Having that one individual on the porch, or like 3 individuals on the porch that say, hey, how was your day?
Right.
I'm rooting for you. How'd you do on that test? How'd you do on that quiz? Just like you said, all the love and all the support. That is so powerful.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope he wins.
I remember a lot of men I knew, they would show up at certain schools on the first day of school. They get in line and just high five all the kids going in school. But this is even more powerful because it's your neighborhood. Yes. It's the people you see every day that and they on the porch and they just being friendly.
Yes.
Being family. Like, hey, man, I could wait to go to school if it was like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If I do, I'll go have an audience on the way home.
Right.
I'll be showing my report card like.
And you know what? You will be more reluctant to break into that person's house.
That's right.
You'll be more reluctant to litter in that person's yard. And if you heard somebody talking, you're like, no, that's like my uncle. That's like my Uncle John. No. So I think it would do so much for the self-esteem, for the community, as far as lowering crime rate, bringing community together as a family, as one unit.
Even like bullying. Because a lot of bullying doesn't necessarily happen in school. It happens when you leave out.
Yes.
When you're on the way home, whatever, and you got a line of people on the porch. They ain't trying to, But I love that idea. When he said that was nice.
Simple, and that just speaks to his heart. That lets you know that that's not some kind of remedy that he Googled. Okay, we're going to have 5 people. That was something that was birthed from him being in the trenches and knowing what works. And that's what I appreciate about it. It was so authentic and so real. I'm like, I want to go on the porch. I want to wait till the kids like, get your butt back in you. But no, I want to wait till the kids. So it was just
that was
excellent.
Great. And ladies, not just ladies, but I'm going to talk to ladies first. What he said was so true. Black men, we don't hear I love you enough. We don't. I'll be honest with you. I can remember 2 times my mother said I love you to me. The difference is she showed me every day. My mother went through a lot. And she was just a hard woman. She wasn't sensitive like that. So, and it wasn't until I got grown when I realized how much my mother loved me. Now to her friends, they knew, because that's all she talked about was her children. That's all she talked about. But to us, I gotta be hard. Your father gone. So I gotta, make sure. And she did her best. But she, just like he said, I used to make my mother Father's Day cards. Because I'm like, you my mother and father. She told me, Greg, I'm not your father. You have a father.
Absolutely.
And I said, you know what? You're right.
I agree, ladies. I agree.
You're not a father. You're just a phenomenal mother.
Yes.
So, but when he said it, I'm like, yeah, we do need to hear that more often. And I said, I'm going to address the ladies first and the men second, because brothers, ain't nothing soft about saying you love another brother. I mean, we need love from everybody. Not just the opposite sex, not just friends and family, but everybody. I don't have a problem saying I love you or I'm sorry to anybody. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. My bad. I apologize. And if I love you, I love you. And when I don't say I love you and take it back. You might disappoint me, you might upset me, and I might have to love you from afar, but I still love you. I'm still going to pray for you. And yeah, we need that. And I obviously not just men, but I'm addressing it about the men because we're the ones that's supposed to be the rough and tumble, the tough guys, and So I really appreciated everything he said. Really, I mean, I can sit here and talk about Basheer for another hour. That was a great interview. I hope you all enjoyed it. Okay. I was just getting a check on the time. See, I had some jokes prepared for y'all, but I ain't about to do the jokes.
Do you know when the voting, can you explain like the September vote and the November vote and the difference and things like that? Because maybe some people don't know.
That's right. The primaries are September 12th, this coming Tuesday. And you have to win in the primaries to go on to the major election in November. I believe. See, this is something I should have asked him. I believe it's only like 2 candidates from each ward.
Okay.
That have, they get through the primaries. And I don't know if he mentioned it now, but early voting been started.
Okay.
So there's a lot of people that's already voted.
Okay.
So as far as I'm concerned, he's already won the primary. Probably.
Okay. So people can vote. They can vote starting tomorrow if they didn't do it today. Starting tomorrow all the way up through September 12th, but they need to go and vote September 12th in order for him to be on the ballot in November.
That's another thing that I wish we had time to get into. The importance of voting in these type of elections. We'll show up and come out in a presidential election. We didn't really last one, but for the most part. But these are the ones that really, really count because these elections affect our immediate lives.
Definitely.
The laws that the president make, or it might trickle down to us in a few years. Very few of them are effective immediately, but a councilman lives in your neighborhood and can affect change today.
Yes.
And these elections are just as important, if not more important, than the major elections. Next year, we got Senate elections coming up. We should have learned, in the last couple of elections, we should have learned how important these are. And for those people who say my vote don't count, look at the situation we're in now and tell me your vote didn't count. Well, it didn't count because you didn't vote. But I'm saying the difference you could have made. Look at what we're stuck with. So, yeah, you got to get out there and okay, you think, well, primary is not that important. A primary can stop you from having a Basheer Jones on the ballot in November.
Yes.
If you don't, and it don't take but a minute. It's not like in the 60s where you had to wait in line for 2 miles in the heat with no shoes on and all that. No. You drive to the school and a bunch of people hand you some pamphlets. You go in and somebody going to direct you to the booth. You go put it in and you out and go to work with your sticker on and put the picture on Facebook.
Absolutely. I was getting ready to say you forgot about the selfie part.
Right. You got to do the
about
selfie.
that.
You can't take it in the booth now. That's illegal. But you get outside and be like, yeah, I voted today.
Right.
Yeah, I don't. There's so many people that's angry right now. And for good reason. There's a lot of reason to be angry right now. But what are you going to do with that negative energy? You're talking people out of voting. Why? Why would you do that? Okay, you decide you don't want to vote. Fine, don't. Get out the way. That's how I'm like, if you don't want to do this, move. Don't try to block me. Because I'm doing this for us. Not just me. But it's, we go through this. A lot of people that try to tell others about, voting isn't important and it's not going to change anything. And even people of God will tell you it's already ordained by God.
They get deep.
Yeah. We can't use that line excuse for everything. Yes, we know God has a final say. Yes, he's in control. He also gave us free will.
Absolutely.
And we can make changes. Now, he already know we going to make them. He know the end result, but that don't mean we sit back and just let him do it. That ain't what he made us for. So, anyway, yeah, I'm big on politics. I'm not one of those people that, people have their boundaries. I won't discuss politics or religion with you, but we don't get in an argument. Well, I feel like, how do I grow if my views aren't challenged?
Absolutely.
You can challenge my views and not be disrespectful, because I don't think disagreeing with me is disrespectful. That's how I learn. That's how we learn, through experience and hearing each other. And yeah, who wants a yes man? Who wants to walk around with somebody always telling them, yeah, you're right. I feel like I'm talking too much. But
great.
This is the Let's Be Real with Greg Van Reeves show. I'm so proud. My first show ever.
The crowd goes wild.
Right. And we're gonna do some of everything. We're gonna talk about sports. We're gonna talk about music, politics, religion. Yeah, we're gonna do all that. We're gonna have some fun. Like I said, let me repeat. We're gonna have a contest. Take a photo of your. Well, not take a photo. Make. Okay, how do I say that? Recreate your favorite album cover. The contest is gonna go from now until October 26th. I'll announce the winner. So I guess you have to have yours in by 25th at least. I'll just be up all night trying to judge it. Like I said, we don't know what the prize is going to be yet, but it's going to be something good, I promise. I think. Maybe.
It's going to be great, people. It's going to be great. It's going to be real.
You're going to get the actual album that you... Okay, no, that's going too far.
Now he's making promises he can't keep now.
We're going to figure something out, though, but I think it'll be a lot of fun, and we're going to come up with a lot of other creative contests and get involved. I want to feature a poem every Thursday. I'm not spitting no more, not after hearing Basheer. I'm not following that up. But I know a lot of very creative poets, a lot of talented singers, and I definitely want to premiere or display a poem every Thursday. And so
many great and talented people in Cleveland.
Yeah.
You know what? You find what you look for.
That's right.
And so a lot of people who say there's nothing in Cleveland, there's nothing to do here, there's no talent here, that's not true. You're not looking.
Yeah. Because when I met Basheer, there was a lot of open mics around town.
Yeah.
There's
not
very
as many.
few now.
I know. I want to go to one.
I get people asking me about it all the time. I got to find out. So if you know of any, you need to call me up at 440-252-0518 so we can put that out there. And by the way, let me shout myself out. I do DJ at Jodie's on Friday, Saturday, and Tuesday nights. Shout out to Shaw High School. Yep.
Woohoo, Shaw!
Y'all do not mess around when it comes to y'all reunions.
No, we do not.
Y'all do
no,
real
we do
big.
not.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you was a
Yes,
Cardinal.
I am a Cardinal.
Okay.
Yes.
Big ups to the Cardinals last weekend. This weekend,
tweet.
It's time to fly like an eagle because JFK is our turn. This weekend at Camp George Forbes this Saturday. Come on out. Okay, I can't do that.
Oh my
I can't do the eagle call no more.
People.
That's right. Kennedy weekend. Okay. I give all y'all props.
Nobody can listen, listeners, you lovely people. Nobody can duplicate what Shaw has done. They try every year. They try. But they can't just. It's like, nice, but no cigar.
The reason why nobody can duplicate Shaw because it's the only high school in East Cleveland. I mean, everybody in East Cleveland went there.
He's not getting ready to go there, right?
Everybody in East Cleveland went there.
Is he getting ready to go there?
Like Cleveland got 1,000 schools.
Is he getting ready to go there?
I already went there.
That's not the reason
why. But it's still good. Now I'm not taking it away.
It's not good. We need a better
I'm just saying.
Active. It's great. It's superb. It's phenomenal. It's fantastic.
Okay, it's all that. Because it's the only high school in East Cleveland. And if you lived in East Cleveland, you had to go to Shaw. You had no choice.
Okay.
So everybody gonna come to the reunion.
That helps you sleep better at night. Then that's fine. You'll sleep well tonight.
But that's the past. We talking about the future. The future is Saturday. JFK Eagles, 17300 Harvard Avenue, home of that's where I got a nickname Bam from. Football field. That's right. But yeah, we doing it. We're doing it real big this Saturday at Camp George Forbes, and hopefully afterward I can get all y'all to come down to Jodie's, support me.
And
right. I don't actually do that, but I like the sound.
That's soon to come. That's soon to come. You have to watch the show to know when he's going to.
Right. Yeah. I might. We'll see about that. But I thoroughly enjoy. Thank you again.
Oh, you're welcome.
For being
my pleasure, my friend.
Yeah. She might be a regular or something because I just like her aura. She makes everybody, happy and feel good. And she got a good radio voice too. And she's like part of the building here now anyway. So yeah, you'll see more Clotea, Miss Sunshine.
Oh.
And thank you again to Robin Hill and Darnell Allen for having me. I enjoyed this. I did. Am I done?
Next week. We'll see you next week.
Oh, wait a minute. I got to end with one of my old DJ sayings. Develop a hunger. Wait a minute. Let me start over. Develop a hunger for knowledge and feed it. Pick up a book and read it. Set a goal and see it through. And always, always believe in you. And I will see you next Thursday. Peace.
All right.
And the memories make me wanna take a walk with you. You see, I've been thinking about the times we had, and the memories make me wanna take a walk with you. Hey baby, I've been thinking about the times we had, and the memories make me wanna take a walk with you.